many teachers here at Monomoy that have influenced and encouraged us for the better. They put in countless hours so that us students will be ready for what comes after high school. I will be interviewing one of those teachers today. Hello Monomoy, I'm Chris Hall and this is Mr. Houston. And today I will be interviewing him. And to start off, what classes do you teach and what do you like most about them?
I've taught a number of classes over the years, but this particular year I'm teaching U.S. History 2 on 3 different levels. The college prep level, the honors level, and the advanced placement level. And one common ingredient to my enjoyment of teaching all 3 of these classes is that it's providing the essential information for students to be knowledgeable enough to be good citizens to protect democracy and freedom.
What made you want to come to Monomoy originally?
I took the job in Harwich back in 1994, and prior to that I had been teaching for 16 years up at St. John's in Shrewsbury. And I came down here in 1994 to Harwich because my family had a long association with Harwich going back to the 1950s, and my in-laws at the time lived down here. And I've enjoyed being both at Harwich, and now that we've merged with Chatham into Monomoy, it's been a great place to teach.
My favorite thing about Mr. Houston is probably his enthusiasm and protecting democracy and freedom.
What do you like most about the high school?
I think we just have a great pair of communities. Both Harwich and Chatham are great towns to live in. We have great families, great students. I gotta say, I love coming into work every day. The students I get to work with are a real joy. Sometimes it's a challenge on motivation, and it's always a challenge to try to instruct in complicated concepts, but we have a population of students that's curious and I find committed to protecting democracy and freedom, and history class is what you need in order to do that.
How long have you been a teacher for, and what has been the biggest effect that the students have had on you?
Well, this is my 39th year of teaching, and I would say over the years in 3 or 4 different schools, depending on how you count the regionalization, I find that there's a certain commonality to the students. I don't find that students have changed all that much over the years. One of the things I really enjoy about our current school, the Monomoy Regional School, is that we have an increasingly diverse population. We have 2 wonderful communities that we draw from. We've even drawn students in from other communities. And I just feel like we have a good, healthy mix that makes for a great learning environment.
Describe a crisis you were in as a teacher. What was your role? How did you resolve it, and what were the results?
Wow, that's a tough one. It would probably be a kind of a narrow story. This was back in the old Harwich building, and I happened to be in a classroom that was at the end of the corridor. And at the end of the school day, a student who was making a quick exit from the school, as he was trying to go through the doorway, he tried to use his hand to push the door open, but it hit the window, and the window shattered, and it peeled back all the skin on his forearm. So we had a big medical emergency, and we had to apply direct pressure and do first aid while we were waiting for the emergency team to arrive. And it was a pretty, dicey situation, but it all ended up working out well in the end. But whenever you fear for the safety of one of your students, I can't think of something that would be a greater sense of challenge and crisis.
In Mr. Houston's class, I'm probably looking forward the most to learning about the Civil War and all the bloody war scenes and the cannon fire and gunshots and just like the blood and gore of the whole thing.
Thanks a lot for helping me share a little bit of my thinking and commenting on the school community.